Yeah, I'm not escaping the China shill allegations with this one. But what can I say? I love China. China is the #1 country in the world. Tiananmen Square? You mean a glorious monument to the people's heroes? I think we're good. Geopolitics aside, I think we need to stop writing off products made outside the US as airsoft quality or like not good enough and all this. Hang on, don't crucify me yet. Just listen for a second. Especially in the context of lasers. Because lasers, they're not that complicated. It is a ruggedized laser diode. It's just simple technology. So I'm not surprised at this revelation that other companies outside the US are catching up this quickly, but it's kind of scary to see it happen in real time. Despite my bias being born and raised in the West, I know I'm not actually... The China thing is a meme, guys. I was born in Toronto, Canada. I can't speak a lick of Mandarin. I'm team North America, okay? I'm Canadian, but you know, don't hold that against me. Despite my personal bias, I actually really like the direction that Laserspeed is heading in. I've shat on them in the past, but I like that they actually listen. This is a crazy concept. They actually listen to customer feedback. It's kind of rare these days, and they actually use this feedback to make changes in their product. That's really reflected in the newest laser, the M6TR. What's the M6TR? What does it have? Well, it's a laser aiming module. You use it with nods. It has a laser at low power, full power, and an illuminator with a focus for the illuminator. Dead simple. Seen it a million times. But this is actually my third laser from Laserspeed. The first two were kind of meh. The first one is the Laserspeed M3, which is like this chunky, heavy PEC 15 looking thing. And then the second one, I give sort of a pass because it has a white light, the FL5, which is also chunky and heavy, but at least it has a white light. Not a strong one, but serviceable. The only thing is the FL5 actually shadowed on me a couple months back, and I'm actually waiting for warranty. Something happened to it between 2,000 and 3,000 rounds, and it was stuck in the on position, even like, not the knob, but like even when I switch it to off, it's stuck on. So the only way to turn it off is to take out the battery. So that's what happened to that. Don't know what the issue is. They're sending me a new one. Just FYI. But the M6TR has been treating me well. I will say that, and I've had no issues with it so far.
Shooter ready? You double tapped it by accident.
At a quick glance from these three lasers, you can already tell that the M6TR is a tighter, more compact package compared to the other two, because the M3 and the M6TR essentially do the same thing, except the M6TR is like half the weight and size of the M3, so it essentially made the M3 obsolete. Friendship ended with M3 and FL5. My new best friend is M6TR. However, the greatest reason as to why you would even look at Chinese lasers and risk the QC and all this shit is because they trust people like us with full power IR. I am not selling my soul to the military industrial complex to touch a full power laser, forget about it. So this is essentially the only way that I'll ever be able to get a full power laser. It's never been more over for people with retinas in a general 1,000 yard radius of my postal code. But if you still don't think that full power is important, check out top right hand corner. I compared the D-Ball A3 Civ Power by Steiner with the Laserspeed M3 and FL5. So check that out. It is nice having full power, especially in environments where there's a lot of foliage that you have to, you know, beam through to see, like, you know, not humans, I'm not shooting people, two-legged deer. Some people will say, oh, but the Matu blooms. For those of you not aware, if you look at a very bright thing, your night vision will make a big gloom kind of pattern, and it's hard to see. But if it's far enough, it's not an issue. Just don't blast full power when you're shooting at short ranges. It's that simple. I genuinely refuse to believe anyone that says civ power is enough, because even with a full power laser, you have the option to use the low power setting. So, and you never use the low power setting on the civ power anyway, so you basically just use the, you know what, this is getting autistic, whatever. Civ power user? Haha, blems your tube, blems your retina, cry about it. So for the small portion of people who have seen the older Laserspeed products, you might remember this monstrosity of a proprietary switch, but I'm happy to report that Laserspeed has since ditched these proprietary switches for this new crane-type tiny little switch that's attached to my mic right now, and it is compatible with crane-type switches. Now, I would show you examples of these crane-type switches if I had any. You see, I'm a lowly poor fag myself. I will say that some people didn't get this switch with their M6TR. I think they got like this larger one. That's also crane type, I believe. But I'm gonna hazard a guess and say that I got one of the newer batches because I was one of the later people to receive an M6TR, and they'll probably be sending out these switches with any lasers that they're sending out currently. Source? Trust me, bro. Unlike the M3, which had like this crazy, like clumsy layout, was wide as shit and tall as shit, and had the focus knob on the front of the laser instead of the back, I'm happy to report that the M6TR has moved all the important bits to the back facing the user, which is very nice. Not that you would ever want to have to, you know, change these settings like a do or die situation. You kind of just choose a setting and kind of stick with it, but it's nice that, you know, it's easier to reach. The laser is also smaller and lower profile, so C-clamping is now viable, guys. New patch just dropped, C-clamping now viable with Laserspeed products. I will say, and this is kind of a nitpick, but the lettering for the different settings is different compared to what Western companies would normally put as their lettering for the different settings, but this is really not a big issue if you familiarize yourself with your own kit. So it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. I don't think this is an issue. This is a nothing burger. And mashallah, they ditched the janky QD system from the M3 for a good old regular schmegular crossbar. I do have the tendencies of a grunt. I will lose things with QD. I have lost a D-Ball A3 for this reason because I didn't tie it down. I'm a dumbass. The laser can no longer escape my clutches, chat. I do have a couple nitpicks with the device. It's not all positive. The first thing is that the battery is still nipple out compared to Western devices, which are typically nipple in. It's a nitpick because I'm accustomed to my nods, which are nipple in, and a carryover from the M3 and the FO5, there's this teeny tiny little light on the back of the laser that's just passively on if you have it on any of the settings that isn't off. Normally with Western lasers, this light would only turn on when you fire the laser, but with Laserspeed, for whatever reason, it's passively on. And if you're really anal about light discipline, you may want to like tape it over or marker it over so that it doesn't emit a light. But also, I did hand this laser over to my Todd Wrangler / parole officer / federal agent, and he left it on one of the settings, and normally this would not be an issue, but it actually drained the entire battery by the time I got back to it, and that's normally not a big issue if you use rechargeable CR123s, but I use the lithium energizer CR123s, and they are friggin' expensive. They are pricey, and I am poor, so, you know, just a pet peeve. Pro tip, always use lithium batteries with your devices because you don't want that crusty shmoo, that coom inside your battery compartment from leaving alkalines in. I know some people take the batteries out of their devices when they're not using them, but that's also suboptimal because what if you need to use it? Question mark. And best of all, poor fags, rejoice! The Laserspeed M6TR is available for just under $1,000 USD, which is a fraction of what you would pay for other American brands. Now, am I saying that the Laserspeed M6TR is better? No. I'm definitely not. It definitely has not gone through the same kinds of rigorous testing and all that stuff, but it is full power and it is, you know, a mid-tier laser that works. Now, if $1,000 USD sounds like a lot of money to you, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but maybe you should consider a different hobby because night vision and night shooting is expensive by nature, so maybe just stick to regular guns or other things that aren't as expensive because I guarantee that you will spend a lot more than $1,000 on just random shit. Don't get into night vision. Me personally, I've only shot under 100 5.56 rounds using this laser, and oh, you're ready to dog on me. You're ready to jump on me for being a bad reviewer, but I have a legitimate reason. Okay, the last time we had a night shoot, we got the cops called on us, and I almost got the female cop taser treatment. If you catch what I'm saying. TLDR, I rolled double sixes on my charisma stat and narrowly missed the ferry to go see Satan. And then right after that, Trudeau decided to ban all semi-autos in the country. So if I want to keep testing this laser like I wanted to, one, I would have to find a new night shooting spot where some Karen won't just call the cops on us and possibly get us killed. And two, I would have to outfit a new manual action rifle with the laser and have it zeroed and all this so that I can do night shooting with it. So it's a pretty tall order for someone with a day job. But to make up for my skill issue here, which definitely not factors outside of my control, to make up for my skill issue, I combed the internet for other people's feedback, other people's testimony to see if they've had any issues with the laser. And for the most part, no one has found any issues with it. It hasn't had many like disastrous failures and all this. The one thing I have heard is that the switch might be a little picky with what orientation you use it in. But in my own experience with the device that I was sent, I haven't had any issues with it. So take this review with a grain of salt and make your own judgment on whether or not you want to actually buy this product. Overall, I think this is a good product. It's a good laser that works. It's priced at a good spot for a lot of beginners or even like lukewarm users like me. It might sound like I'm glazing Laserspeed a lot here, but I actually genuinely like this product. It has worked for me, and it's really refreshing to see a company actually listen to customer feedback and develop their products around it. Unlike a certain company that's allegedly threatening a lawsuit with another creator. But anyways, if you made it this far into the video, make sure to comment, the bugs are back. They're under your skin. Pull them out, pull them out, pull them out. You are now blinking and breathing manually. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.